Hi guys, we're back. We just did the first video. Now we're chunking out these videos for the weekend. And as you've always said, it's much easier to prognosticate and give out complimentary selections, or for that matter, your service selections when it's football, because whether it's the UFL, the CFL, the NFL, or the NCAA football, you get the lines ahead of time. We're doing this video at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock Pacific on Thursday, and we're talking about a game on Saturday, and it surely makes this a lot easier, doesn't it, Al?
Yes, I like being able to like handicap football in advance and not have to wait for the day before. So
Like you know all the stories with the old phone room, late telephones. Duke, he'd have his late move and he'd wait for the steam because back then everything was old school, and you'd have guys calling the office 15 minutes before game time, and you'd be picking up. I much prefer your style of handicapping, where I wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. your time, 8 o'clock my time. I already have the games. There's none of this woo at the end. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's that's the other thing. Someone was asking me the other day, like, do you care about what the public is doing or what the other sharps are doing? I'm like, I'm putting out my games at 7 or 8 a.m. or 5 a.m. Like my games are out and given to the clients before anyone else even has their plays. I mean, I don't
Exactly.
care at
Exactly.
all what anyone else is doing.
So I'm learning all the monikers in these teams. I think the complimentary selection you're talking about is the British Columbia Lions against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Don't make me spell Saskatchewan, please.
Oh, it's spelled just like it sounds, Eric.
I'll stay out of that one. We can do. It's funny. I have to type out the titles for these for when you do the CFL games. I have to go back and have to double check that I spelled everything right. So, what are
Yeah.
we looking at on this Saturday football game? It goes at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock Vegas time.
Yeah, I like the underdog. British Columbia currently getting 3.5 points. British Columbia coming into this game off back to back double digit blowout losses. They lost 34-20 and 27-14, both games to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But Saskatchewan is horrible when playing a team off back to back losses. The Rough Riders are 23-50 ATS, their last 73.
Wow.
I like I like British Columbia to bounce back here, plus the 3.5.
Plus the three. Now I'm going to ask you a question because I've never watched a CFL game. Is the three as significant in CFL the way they do the scoring? I see your face. Oh,
No,
versus
not so that the biggest point
like, does that half
difference.
point mean as much as it would in an NFL game?
Um, I would just say for this reason, the Rouge it will not be as important. Um, in the CFL, you get a single point if you kick the ball, uh, you know, into the end zone and it's not returned. So
Okay.
there's a lot of single points gained by teams, and that in and of itself will take teams off the three, right? So is it important? Sure. Is it as important as the NFL? No.
There you go. That was the question. Always try to figure what they're going to ask me and ask you before they ask me.
Yeah, and after we hang up, I'll get the exact numbers. I'll find out what percentage of times uh, teams win by three in the NFL and what percentage of times teams win by three in Canadian football. We can compare the two numbers on our next video.
Awesome. There it is, guys. Boston College plus the 3.5 against the
Boston
Saskatchewan
College, British Columbia, man.
British Columbia,
Oh my
BC.
goodness.
Don't worry, guys. You can't miss that up because there's no Boston College playing. British Columbia. That was a slip. British Columbia plus 3.5. I told you I don't watch CFL. This is what I deal with. Plus the 3.5. As always. Oh, and Al, funny story. You know how it works when there's a. How about when you have college football? This has happened to me. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. And then we'll end this video. You give out a selection, and in college, and the same team has the same point spread in basketball the same day. And then I get the text the next day. What do you mean we won? And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, if I
That's
gave him
got to be
football, hey,
so rare.
what's that?
That's got to be exceptionally rare.
It's happened to me more than you can
Oh
imagine.
no, 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 no. I understand that. I think you have to also be careful because even though the point spreads may not be exactly the same, you could have, for example, Washington State +6 in football and Washington State +5 in
Exactly.
basketball, and people can just make assumptions like that it's one sport instead of
But
the
I've
other
never
sport.
heard a guy tell me that he fat fingered it the winning way. It's always that he fat fingered it the losing way. Guys, you
Yeah.
can't fat finger the mistake I just said. British Columbia, Lions plus the 3.5. Reach out to me to find out how you can get the remainder of June, July, and August absolutely free, as we discussed in the previous videos, plus 507.3 units since week 1 last year in the NFL season. As always, good day and good luck.